Oh, hey everybody. I'm going to give this quick presentation on sort of a step-by-step process of how the human body heals. So um, let's get into it. So the step one, the first thing that has to happen for the human body to heal is there has to be an injury, right? You can't heal if you're already healed. So some sort of injury, whether it's a cut or a fall or a scrape, usually what will happen is the most minor thing can be like it'll break the layers of skin. And this is a cross section of human skin. And when that skin breaks, we know that there are blood vessels everywhere in your body, and the blood will spill out. And so, what is blood? We've talked about this. Remember, it's made of various cells, food particles, vitamin, and electrolytes. And it's all swimming in this fluid called plasma. So, step two, you get a cut and you go get a paper towel and you put it on your hand and you're like, okay, I'm stopping the bleeding. Well, that paper towel isn't the only thing stopping the bleeding. The other thing that's helping to stop that bleeding is platelets. And platelets are a type of blood cell. And it's this tiny cell that has tiny tentacles, kind of like hands almost, and they stick together and they kind of hold on like you're playing Red Rover with the rest of your blood. So they're like kind of making a bridge across that gap where the cut has been, and they close that gap to stop your blood from spilling out. That process is called adhesion, um, and when that has happened, then you stop bleeding. And here, this is a good remember. One thing we're working on is how to model this process. This is a really nice model of what of platelets clotting a cut. Right, this person's got the blood vessel here, and then they've got their skin cells here, and then platelets here. So step three, your nerve cells alert the body of an injury. So kind of while this is happening, nerves, which are the cells that kind of communicate throughout your whole body, they send signals to your brain and other parts of your body to let your body know that it was injured and needs attention. Nerve cells, remember, are these long cells. They can be up to like a meter long, and they send electrical signals to each other to communicate. And so that's how they're working, is they're telling your brain through these electrical signals that there's an injury and you need to send more platelets and more blood there. Step four is the white blood cells arrive. So there are, remember, four main components of blood, three main types of cells. We've talked about platelets. Another main type of blood cell would be the white blood cell. And the white blood cell is a type of blood cell that fights off bacteria or anything else that kind of got into the cut while you had some exposure there. So if you get a cut, stuff can get in, right? And that's can cause infection. So we want to get it before those bacteria cells have a chance to divide. Um, so that's what white blood cells do. They'll just eat the bacteria like this guy right here. Um, and that's what happens. So step five, once the platelets have clot your cut and the white blood cells, your body knows because the nerve cells have told it, and the white blood cells have arrived and they've started to fight the bacteria, the skin cells start to replicate. So the gap is sealed. Um, Now these skin cells can start this process called mitosis, where they duplicate themselves into exact almost replicates. So remember that all cells come from other cells. So that's how the skin grows back over a cut. That's how your skin connects back to each other. It's just these skin cells replicating and replicating and replicating. Um, and right here is a really nice model of what happens there. So this person has little cells represented in little circles, and then they have the new skin cells represented in purple. They have a key, and they had a key that I didn't take a picture of with all the cells, but and then they've got really nice label here that new skin cells are created by the current skin cells, right? So color, check. Key, check. Explanation, check. So what happens after they've replicated? Well, everything else replicates too, right? So say you have a worse injury, like you get a broken bone or you get a deep enough cut that it damages those nerve cells. Um, then your nerve cells and your bone cells replicate too. So both nerve cells, so all three would replicate: nerve cells, bone cells, and skin cells. So if we use the same model, which I wasn't asking for this person to do, but say it's just showing skin cells replicating, we would need to add the nerve cells and bone cells replicating too, to show that these bone cells and nerve cells replicating just like skin cells. And then that's kind of it. Then you're all healed. Once all those cells have replicated and the gap where the cut was is filled, you've got new skin, you've got new bone, you've got fresh nerves. That's the healing process. So that's kind of it. And then you're healed.